Hello students, before watching this video I would recommend you to kindly watch area under the curves part 1, which has the 3 questions from this particular shift January. Right, now let us enter into the next question. So the question says, let f of alpha denote the area of the region in the first quadrant, please underline this, bounded by x equals to 0, x equals to 1, this is a vertical line, and this is y-axis, y square equals to x is a parabola, horizontal parabola, symmetrical with respect to x-axis, and y is equals to mod of alpha x minus 5 mod of 1 minus alpha x plus alpha x square, then f of 0 plus f of 1. So dear students, this question may be confusing. So think in this direction. He's telling, once again let us read the question. Let f of alpha denote the area of the region in the first quadrant bounded by this curve and this curve. Now this curve is clearly dependent on alpha. So that means f of 0 means what? F of 0 means alpha equals to 0. I hope you understood this. That means if alpha is 0, then the next curve, that is this curve, this should be y is equals to mod minus 5 minus mod 1, because replace alpha with 0 plus 0. So this should be 5 minus 1, which is 4, which is a horizontal line. Now let us try to draw the diagram. I think finding f of 0 is very easy. So now this particular parabola y square equals to x, right, will be symmetrical with respect to x-axis. Since it is in the first quadrant, of course, okay, let me draw the complete parabola. Now this is equals to x is equals to 0 is the vertical line, and x equals to 1 is the vertical line here, right, parallel to y-axis. So this point should be 1 comma 1. How do we get that? Replace x equals to 1 in this particular equation. We get y square equals to 1. So y is equals to 1 is the point above the x-axis, right? And we need in the first quadrant, so we are taking this. Now we need to find the area bounded by this parabola and this particular line y equals to 4. So y equals to 4 will be somewhere here, because see, this point is 0 comma 1, so this point should be 0 comma 4, and this line should be y equals to 4. So what is the area bounded by the line y equals to 4? This particular parabola, x equals to 0, x equals to 1. So that should be, if you guessed it right, it should be in the first quadrant, and it should be to the left of the line x equals to 1 and to the right of the line x equals to 0, and above this parabola and below the line. That means this region is talking about this particular region. I hope you understood it. So required area of the shaded region will be integral 0 to 1 upper curve. This is the upper curve and this is the lower curve. So upper curve minus lower curve. Upper curve is, so we are writing it in terms of y2 minus y1 into dx, right? So upper curve is y equals to 4. Instead of y2 we can write 4, and lower curve is y1. So y square is equals to x, y is equals to plus or minus root x. So the parabola which is above the x-axis is y is equals to root x. I hope you are clear with this. So we will be writing under root x here, right? So this will be 4x minus x power 3 by 2, x power 1 by 2 integration will be x power 1 by 2 plus 1 3 by 2. So I will be getting 3 by 2 here, and the limits are from 0 to 1. So if I replace the upper limit, if I replace x with the upper limit, I will be getting 4 minus 2 by 3 times 1, and the lower limit will anyways be 0. So 4 minus 2 by 3 should be 12, minus 10 should be 10 by 3 square units. Now this is the value of f of 0. Similarly we will find f of 1. Right? See, strictly speaking, now x limits will be from 0 to 1 only. That means x should be greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 1, right? I hope you understood. Now point is, again we have to find this value of y. Y is equals to mod of alpha x minus 5 minus mod of 1 minus alpha x plus alpha x square, right? So when x is, so we are looking for the value of x in this region. That means 0 less than or equals to x less than or equals to 1. Why? Because x should lie between 0 and 1. I hope you are clear with this. So that means y will clearly be, so this part, anyways, f of 1 means alpha is equals to 1. So replace alpha with 1. So we get mod x minus 5 minus mod 1 minus x plus x square. And within this region, when x is less than 1, this modulus will be opening with a negative sign, and this will be opening with a positive sign. Since there is a negative sign, I am writing it as it is. So what do we get? Minus x plus 5 minus 1 plus x square minus x plus x gets cancelled. Ultimately we are left with x square plus 4. I hope you are clear with this. That means this is the other parabola, y is equals to x square plus 4, right? I hope you are clear with this. Now let us try to draw the region, draw the parabola. So this is the first parabola in this region. We have already drawn it. This is y is equals to root x, and this point should be 1 comma 1. Now this parabola will be a vertical parabola, symmetrical with respect to y-axis, and when x is equals to 0, y will be equals to 4, and this will be upward facing parabola, something like this, right? Let me redraw it. So this equation is y is equals to x square plus 4, right? Now when x is equals to 1, this is the line x equals to 1. When x equals to 1, this point will be 1 comma 5. I hope you are clear with this. Now which where should we look there? What should the area of integration should be? That should be this region actually, correct na? Bounded between these two parabolas. So after this point, these two parabolas may intersect, but we are not interested in that. So simply just finding out the area. So f of 1 will be the required area, which will be integral 0 to 1, right? The upper curve is anyways y dx, that is x square plus 4, and the lower curve is root x simply. So we need to just integrate this. We will be getting the required answer. So this should be x cube divided by 3 plus 4x minus, I think this should be 2 by 3 x power 3 by 2. We just integrated it here, right? So the limits are again from 0 to 1. So we should be getting 1 by 3 plus 4 minus 2 by 3 as the upper limit, and the lower limit will anyways be 0. So ultimately we get 4 minus 1 by 3, which should be 11 by 3 if I am right. So what is he asking? F of 0 is 10 by 3 and f of 1 is 11 by 3. So what is he asking? F of 0 plus f of 1 should be 11 by 3 plus 10 by 3, which is 21 by 3. I think it should be 7, and we have 7 as the third option. Indeed, this is the answer, right? Now let us go to the next question. I hope you understood this. Right. Now the next question says, see, entire question depends on identifying this region, dear students. So if you gain expertise in this, then the question is easily solved. So the area of the region A is equals to x comma y such that 4x square plus y square. So we already mentioned that whenever there is inequality, replace the inequality with an equal to sign. So here now this is an ellipse whose equation is something like this, right? And this is a vertical ellipse, to be more precise. And then we have a parabola y square equals to 4x, which is facing towards right. So if you try to draw the diagram, it will be something like this. So ellipse will be something like this, and parabola will be facing towards right. So unlike the previous question here, see, now we need to identify the region first, area of the region bounded, and then we can apply the integration. See, for the first part, okay, of course, so this should be 0 comma 2 root 2, because this is 2 root 2 whole square and this is root 2 whole square. So this point should be 0 comma minus 2 root 2. I hope you are aware of this. This is a vertical parabola because b square is greater than a square, and this should be root 2 comma 0, and this should be minus root 2 comma 0, of course, right? So firstly, what should the region be? When we are talking about 4x square plus y square is less than or equals to it. Dear students, as we have done in the previous video, again let us assume a point. Let us say this point is 0 comma 1, and let us just satisfy 0 comma 1 in this particular equation and see. So of course this is the area inside the ellipse, dear students, if you are aware of that position of a point. But otherwise, if you are not aware of that particular concept, replace x with 0 and y with 1. And yes, is 1 less than or equal to it? Yes, that means he is talking about this region. When 4x square plus y square is less than or equal to it, that is the region which is on the ellipse and inside the ellipse, right? This part, this entire part, we could say, right? All this part, right? Now we also need to assure that y square is less than or equals to 4x, right? Now again, if I take x as 0 and y as 1, so I'll be getting 1 less than or equal to 0. So that means this is not the region. He is not talking about this region, right? And which region is he talking about? Let us just check with this part. Now this point is 1 comma 0. If I replace x with 1 and y with 0, we get 0 less than or equals to 4, which is true. That means he is asking us to find the area of this particular region, right? And since the graph is symmetrical with respect to x-axis, we can say required area will be twice integral. Now 0 to, we need to find the point of intersection now, because to the left of that point of intersection we have one curve, and to the right of that point of intersection we have another curve. So for point of intersection, what do? We will simply equate y square with 4x in both curves. So we get 4x square. Let me write it separately. For point of intersection, we can write 4x square plus, instead of y square we can write 4x, right? We can equate these two. So we can cancel 4 on both sides, and I think, see, if we see in this to the right of y-axis, x should be positive. That means by hit and trial we can say x is equals to 1. That means this point is 1 comma something, and we are not interested about the y coordinate. So that means required area should be from integral 0 to 1. Now we have to integrate this particular curve, and what is that? That is parabola. So parabola is y square is equals to 4x, y will be equals to plus or minus 2 root x. Since this particular curve is above x-axis, we will be taking plus 2 root x. So this should be 2 root x minus, not minus. So from 0 till 1, this is the region. And from 1, I think till root 2, right? From 1, that means we are talking about this region. 1 till root 2, we will be taking this particular curve, which is nothing but 4x square plus y square is equals to 8. And since we are integrating with respect to x-axis, y square will be equals to 8 minus 4x square. Y square will be 4 times 2 minus x square, and y will be equals to plus or minus 2 under root 2 minus x square. Since it is above the x-axis, again we will be taking positive value. That means y should be equals to 2 under root 2 minus x square. That is the curve, that is this particular curve, right? So here we'll be writing 2 times under root 2 minus x square dx. Now students, we should be aware of the formula from indefinite integration, that is under root a square minus x square integral dx should be x by 2 under root a square minus x square plus a square by 2 sine inverse of x minus x divided by a plus c. I hope you are aware of this formula, right? How do we know whether this is positive or negative, this sign? So whatever is the coefficient of a square is plus 1, so we'll be writing plus here. That's it. If we have a minus sign before a square, for example x square minus a square, then we'll be writing minus here. Is that clear? Anyways, the required area should be, now integral 2 root x should be 2 times 2 by 3 times x power 3 by 2. Limits are from 0 to 1. Now we can take this 2 outside and we can apply the formula. It should be x by this should be x by 2, I'm sorry. So this should be x by 2 under root a square minus x square, which is 2 minus x square plus, now a is a square is 2, right? So we will be writing 2 divided by 2 sine inverse of x divided, a square is 2, so a should be root 2. I hope this is clear, right? And the limits are from 1 to root 2. So if I simplify this, I'll be getting 2 into 2 by 3 is 4 by 3 times 1 minus 0 plus, right? Now 2 times, what should we get? Replace x with the root 2 here. We will be getting root 2 by 2 into 0 plus sine inverse of root 2 by root 2 is sine inverse 1, which is pi by 2, right? And if I replace x with 1, I'll be getting 1 by 2 into under root 1 plus sine inverse of 1 by root 2 should be pi by 4. So if I calculate this, I'll be getting 4 by 3. Now root 2 if I multiply with the 2, what will I get? Now see, I think we are just finding the area above the x-axis, right? So the required area should be 2 times, I think, dear students, we forgot a very important point, that means this should be 2 times entirely. This should also be 2 times, and so this should be, now multiply. So if I multiply with the 2, I will be getting 8 by 3 here. Of course this is 0. Now 2 times 2 is 4, right? 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times pi by 2 should be 2 pi, and here again we have 4 into minus 1 by 2 should be minus 2, and 4 into minus pi by 4 should be minus pi. So ultimately we get 8 by 3, 2 pi minus pi is pi, 8 by 3 minus 2 should be 8 minus 6, it should be pi plus 2 by 3 square units. I hope we are correct. Yeah, pi plus 2 by 3 square units should be the correct answer. Just make a note of it, right? So this should be the correct answer. Now let us go to the next question. Next question says, let the line x equals to -1 divide the area of the region. Again, we have a parabola here and a straight line here. So let us take y is equals to x square plus 1. Now this is a vertically facing parabola, vertically upward facing parabola. So replace when x is 0, y will be equals to 1. So this parabola will be intersecting the y-axis at 0, 1, and then the other equation is y is equals to 3 minus x. So wherever we have inequality, we are first removing the inequality and replacing it with an equal to sign. So it is nothing but x plus y equals to 3. That means this straight line will be cutting the x-axis at 3, 0 and y-axis at 0, 3, right? Replace x and y with 0, we'll be getting something like this. It will be something like this, right? Right? Now, first we'll try to find this point of intersection. For that point of intersection, replace y with 3 minus x in this equation. So we get 3 minus x is equals to x square plus 1. And 3 minus 1 is 2 is equals to x square plus x. So either I think by hit and trial, either x is equals to 1 or x is equals to minus 2. Just check, because this point, this vertical line should be minus 2, 0. It is on the left side of y-axis, and this particular line should be x equals to 1. I hope that is clear, right? Right? X is minus 2, then we will be getting 4 minus 2 is 2. Perfect. Now, what is he asking? Let the line x equals to -1. X equals to -1 will be somewhere here. X equals to -1 will be somewhere here. It divides the area of the region. Again, I think, if we want 1 plus x square less than or equals to y, by now students, you should be expert in that. Again, if you are not doubtful, you can take 0, 2 and check. So if x is 0, we get 1 plus 0 is less than or equal to 2. Correct, na? That means it is the region which is within the parabola, something like this. And we have y less than or equals to 3 minus x. Again, we will be taking y as 2 and x as 0. So is 2 less than or equal to 3? Yes. That means he is talking about this region. I hope you are with me. Now we need to find the ratio of this region. Let us say A1, and this region is A2. Okay, this entire region. So how do you find A1? I think it is very simple. A1 is now since we are integrating with respect to x-axis, the limit of x should be from -2 till -1. So -2 till -1, and the upper curve is this. So what is upper curve? It is 3 minus x, and the lower curve is this part, which is again y dx. So it should be x square plus 1. I hope this is clear. So if I integrate this, I'll be getting -2 to -1. Now 3 minus 1 is 2, minus x square dx. So I'll be getting 2x minus x square by 2 minus x cube divided by 3. Limits will be from -2 to -1. So replace x with -1 for upper limit. We get -2, -1 by 2 and plus 1 by 3. I hope you're correct. Now replace x with -2 for lower limit. We get 2 into -2 is -4. -2 whole square should be plus 4 divided by 2 is plus 2. So we get a -2 here because we have a minus sign. And then I think we get plus 8 by 3. So -4 -2 is -6. Minus is plus 6. Plus 6 minus 2 should be, I think, 4. And I think we are left with -1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 and minus 8 by 3. So this should result us in 4 minus 1 by 2. 1 minus 8 is -7 by 3. The LCM is 6. 6 into 4 is 24. Here it should be -3. Here it should be -14 divided by 6. 24 minus 14 is 10. 10 minus 3 is 7. 7 by 6. I think A1 is 7 by 6. Now similarly, we have to find A2, right? That's it. So A2 will be from, now the lowermost limit will be -1 and the upper limit, right? Upper limit of x should be 1, I think, right? Yeah, correct, no? So area bounded. So this should be the upper limit. That means 1. And again, the limit of integration should be this only. I mean, the value inside the integration should be this only, right? 2 minus x square dx, right? So here, if we are aware of the properties, we can simplify the calculation. So we can write this as 2 times integral -1 to 1 dx minus 1 to 1 x dx minus -1 to 1 x square dx. Of course, this is an odd function, so this value should be 0, right? And here we can simply write this as 2 times x, and the limits are from -1 to 1, and this will be minus x cube divided by 3, limits will be from -1 to 1. So we get 2 times, now replace x with 1, and minus 1 by 3, I think again we will be getting plus 1 by 3. So 2 into 2 is 4 minus 2 by 3. So we should be getting 12 minus 10. 12 minus 2 is 10, right? 10 by 3. So A1 is 7 by 6, A2 is 10 by 3. So what is he asking? He is asking us to find the ratio M is to N, right? That means A1 is to A2. Achha, firstly we will find A1 is to A2. That should be 7 by 6 divided by 10 by 3. So 3 times 2, we get 7 divided by 20. Now ratio is M is to N such that GCD of M comma N is 1. That means 7 and GCD of 7 comma 20 is 1, right? There are no common factors except 1. That means M is 7. M is 7 and N is 20. So M plus N should be 27. I think this is the correct answer. Now let us move into the next question. So the next question says the area of the region enclosed between the circles. We have 2 circles. See the first circle. I think this should be a simple question. So the first circle is x square plus y square equals to 4, whose center is 0, 0 and radius is 2. So this should be 2, 0 and this should be minus 2, 0 and this should be 0, 2, right? Area of the region enclosed between this circle and this circle. This circle center is 0, 2 and again radius is 2. So since the center is 0, 2, that means this should be the center and radius is 2. So 2 units downwards. That means the circle should pass through origin and it should be something like this, right? Such that the other end of the diameter will be 0, 4, right? One end of the diameter is 0, 0 and other end of the diameter is 0, 4. I hope you are with me. And now he's asking us to find the area bounded between the 2 circles. That means this region. Okay, so I think we can try finding out the point of intersection. Since this area is symmetrical with respect to y-axis, we can just find this area and multiply that with 2. So for point of intersection, y square is equals to, or we can say first circle is x square is equals to 4 minus y square and second circle is x square is equals to 4 minus y minus 2 whole square. We can equate both of them. So we get 4 minus y square is equals to 4 minus y minus 2 whole square. So we can cancel this, negative sign also gets cancelled. Y square is equals to, if I expand this, I get y square plus 4 minus 4y. So we get y as 1, right? Yeah, of course y is 1. And if y is 1, x square is 4 minus 1, x is equals to plus or minus root 3. That means this point is 1 comma root 3 and this point is minus 1 comma root 3, right? Right. So how do we solve it? So required area should be 2 times. Now limits will be from, since we are integrating with respect to x-axis, we should be seeing the leftmost limit or the lower limit is 0 and the upper limit should be x equals to, this should be root 3 comma 1 and this should be minus root 3 comma 1, right? Upper limit should be root 3, right? Now the upper curve is this, this, right? And which is x square plus y square equals to 4. So I'll be writing upper curve x square plus y square equals to 4. Since we are integrating with respect to x-axis, we need y dx. So y square is equals to 4 minus x square and y is equals to plus or minus under root 4 minus x square. Now what should we take? We should be taking positive, since this, see the equation of this particular curve which I am highlighting now, equation of this particular curve is plus under root 4 minus x square and the equation of this particular curve is minus 4 minus under root 4 minus x square. So I should be writing here plus under root 4 minus x square minus. Now the lower curve is this particular thing. Now the lower curve is this, right? So for that we will be taking the second circle. Second circle is I guess x square plus y minus 2 whole square is equals to 4. That means y minus 2 whole square is equals to 4 minus x square. Y minus 2 is equals to plus or minus under root 4 minus x square and y is equals to 2 plus or minus under root 4 minus x square. Now the question is, should we take it as 2 plus or 2 minus? What do you think? The answer is, it is y is equals to 2 minus under root 4 minus x square. Dear students, why? Because see, this is the line y is equals to 2. Above this line, y will value of y should be greater than 2, and below this line, value of y should be less than 2. And since this region is below line y equals to 2, it should be 2 minus under root 4 minus x square, and square root is anyways a positive value. So here we should be writing 2 minus under root 4 minus x square. So this step you should be very careful, dear students. Now I think it is done. So we will be getting now this plus this will be integral 0 to 3, 2 times under root 4 minus x square and minus 2 dx. We can take this 2 common and send it outside, so we get 4 times integral 0 to 3. This should be root 3, I'm sorry, this should be under root 4 minus x square minus 1 dx. Now we have to simply integrate this. So this should be 4 times, again, x by 2 under root a square minus x square, plus, since the coefficient of 4 is positive, so we will be writing plus 4 by 2 plus a square by 2. It should be plus a by 2, I'm sorry, x by 2 under root a square minus x square plus a square by 2, sorry, it should be plus 4 only, into sine inverse of x by a. So it should be x by a square is 4, so a should be 2. I hope you are with me. So we should be writing x by 2 here, and derivative of, sorry, integral of minus 1 is minus x, and the limits are from 0 to root 3. So replace x with the root 3 firstly. We'll be getting root 3 by 2 into 1 plus 2 into sine inverse root 3 by 2 should be pi by 3. Now this is the upper limit. Lower limit will be replace x with 0. We get 0. Yeah, we get a 0 directly. Now 4 into root 3 by 2 should be 2 root 3. 4 into 2 should be 8 pi by 3. So if I take LCM, the answer should be 8 pi by 3 plus 2 root 3. Okay, he has given it in terms of this. So denominator should be 3. So take LCM. We should have taken LCM directly. And I think he has taken some common also. So what can we take? We can take 2 common. So we will be getting 4 pi plus 3 root 3. I guess this should be the answer now. 2 by 3 times 4 pi plus 3 root 3. So 2 by 3, yeah, 2 by 3 times 4 pi minus 3 root 3 or 4 pi plus 3 root 3. Okay, here he has a minus sign. Did we go wrong anywhere? Okay, I think we missed a step here. This should be, we did not consider this. So the upper limit should be minus root 3 here, correct now? And then lower limit is 0, right? Replace x with 0. That means here we missed minus 4 root 3, and that means this should be minus 12 root 3. So we get 8 pi minus 6 root 3, right? So this should be 8 pi minus 6 root 3 divided by 3. So if I take 2 common, I'll be getting 4 pi minus 3 root 3. So it should be minus 3 root 3. Yeah. That means it should be 2 by 3 times 4 pi minus 3 root 3. So 2 by 3 times 4 pi, this should be the answer. 2 by 3 times 4 pi minus 3 root 3. That's it. Thank you for watching this video, dear students.